guys have any questions, let me know. So first things first, if you are planning on going or you need help to go or you need to figure out who you're staying with, guys, if you are like, I really want to go to this event, but last year we got Airbnbs, right? Des, I know, Des, you don't have any room, but how many people are packed in your Airbnb right now?
I think like 15 or 16.
People are
Trying to
sleeping
get
on the
17.
floor.
Yep. The couch. Yep.
People are sleeping on the floor. People are sleeping on the couch because they're all splitting the Airbnb. Okay, I got a hotel for my two of my staff to stay. And guys, it's really not that much, but here's the deal, right? We got like a cheap place for them to stay because they're not going to be in the room hardly at all. And it was like, I think for the 4 nights, right? Because they're getting there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. For the 4 nights, maybe even they might even be leaving Monday morning, 5 nights was literally like, if they had split it, it would have been like $200 each. We got it for like $400. Okay. So the reality is, guys, it's not that big of a deal. If you want to go, but you're like, hey, I can't afford to stay somewhere by myself, you guys should be posting in Slack, reaching out to your managers, posting in your group chats, hey, is anybody willing to split an Airbnb with me, or is somebody else trying to go as well so that we can get there? Okay. I know Erica did an Airbnb last year. I did a big Airbnb, and I just literally got an Airbnb and it was like, hey, just, hey, it's $80 for the night. You guys can just Venmo me $80 so that you can get there, right? So the reality is, guys, people are willing to help you make it happen. And there's 92 people on this call. There's probably not as many people as you think that already have their sleeping arrangements, okay? So next things on the list, guys, do's and don'ts, okay? Plan to get in early, plan to leave Saturday or Sunday early, Sunday night, okay? I would get an Airbnb or a hotel close by. So this is actually in Irving, Texas, which is about 20 miles outside of downtown Dallas. So I would not, again, unless you live in the area, I would not stay in downtown Dallas. And to be honest, guys, it's actually cheaper and better. That's why they chose not downtown Dallas to do this event, to stay in Irving, right? So our event is going to be at a place in Irving, right? There, the hotel convention center, or the Irving Convention Center, is right down in there. And all this stuff is going to be right in the same vicinity. I would try to stay as close as you can. And it's better pricing than if you were to stay like in downtown Dallas. Okay. And the other thing, guys, is you won't be traveling that far. Okay. All right. Get in there early. A lot of times people ask me, hey, Marissa, should I rent a car? To be honest, guys, I don't recommend renting a car unless you really want to. But to be honest, you're at the event the whole day. So the only transportation you need is you need to go airport to the hotel. You need hotel to convention back to hotel, because you're there the whole entire day. So I always tell people, I think it's just as easy to Uber. I think it's just as easy to just get an Uber in the morning, pay $5 or $6 to Uber over to the convention center, and you stay the whole dang day. Then you Uber back to your hotel or wherever you're going. And it's exhausting, right? So the reality is, like, you're there for a long time. Okay, again, rent a car if you want to, but I do not think it's necessary. Last year, I heard a lot of people were like, oh, I rented a car and I hardly even drove the thing, because they drove it hotel to convention center, back to convention center, that's it. So up to you guys. I prefer also to be picked up and dropped off like the passenger princess that I am. So I just prefer to just someone pick me up and drop me right off. But again, guys, if you want to rent a car, you could also, split that with somebody, right? If Desiree and Larry and all these guys need to rent a car and they're all going to be carpooling, that's also a cost that you could split, or again, get a $5 or $6 lift. Not a big deal. Okay. All right. So do's, guys, we're going to go over the do's of convention. Okay. Get there early. It does start promptly at 9. Please do not be the person that misses the first speaker, especially, guys, because it's disrespectful. Whoever's the first speaker on the agenda also has been nervous. They're speaking in front of 5,000 people. They've been up all night probably preparing their speech. They're probably nervous as heck. I would hate to be the first speaker on the agenda when everyone who's late because they're not responsible is showing up, walking down the aisle, finding their seats, and they're not listening to anything I'm saying. So please be respectful. Be early every single day. The dress, guys, is business casual. I will be dressed business casual. Some people you will see be dressed to the nines, okay? It is not mandatory. You can dress however you want, but there will be a lot of content, okay, guys? So they'll have, people will be walking around. We'll do content for our, we'll be doing content for our agency. A lot of people like to take pictures together. The speakers for sure will be dressed business attire. You'll see all of your integrity partners, all of your carrier reps will be dressed business attire. So again, you don't have to, but I always prefer to be overdressed than underdressed. But again, if you're like, dude, I don't give a rip, I'm showing up in what I show up in, that's totally fine. I just want to give you what I wear normally. Again, but also you can be comfortable, especially if you're a girl, guys, you're on your feet a lot the whole day. So if you're walking around a lot, maybe bring extra shoes. I wish I had done that last year, because once my feet go in the heels, it's game over. So That being said, guys, bring extra shoes, bring clothes to change into if you want to, but I would rather tell you, hey, it's a business event, and have you show up and be confident and make the decision. If you want to underdress, that's fine. I would then me show up and be like, oh, Marissa didn't tell me that this was that kind of event, and now I feel underdressed. So most people are dressed business casual, but again, guys, it's not a rule, okay? So there's nothing saying anywhere, hey, you have to look nice. I just believe in looking nice at events like this. Totally up to you, okay? But polo, khakis, if you're a dude, you know, sneakers, nothing like that is going to look bad. I would not show up in like Nike basketball shorts and like a t-shirt. Okay. Like I wouldn't wear that, but up to you guys, again, whatever you want. Okay. Same thing for our event, guys. There will be a lot of content, and Lonnie will be there with a camera. So for our event, we'll also be dressed pretty business casual. Okay. Do sit with productive people. Okay, guys, please do not, you know, don't be the person in the crowd that's talking the whole time, that is sitting with the people that are like, hey, let's just, you know, let's go get a snack every 30 minutes and be walking up and down the things. Like, guys, here's what I always say. If you're going to spend the money to travel to this event, just be present at the event. It's 3 days of your entire year, right? There's 360. Is this a leap year? Is that 366 days or 365? I can't remember. However many days it is. It's 3. Okay. It's 3 out of the entire year, guys. So just be there and be present. Okay, if you plan on going there and you're going to be like, hey, I want to see what clubs we can hit up, and let's see who can get the, you know, let's see who can party the most and all this stuff. Like, to be honest, guys, you don't need to go to convention to do that. You can book a trip to Dallas anytime, and all the bars will still be there, and all the people will still be there, and everything will still be fun. You can go to Miami, you can go wherever you want. So I always recommend, guys, if you're going to spend the money and the time and the resources and the energy and the days out of the field and time away from your children, time away from your family, all of that stuff, be there present at the event. So sit with productive people, right? If your homie is like, hey, let's leave the event in the middle of the day and let's go get brunch, up to you, but pay attention to who you're hanging out with, okay? Obviously, people are going to take their business serious and some are not, okay? I'd be like, dude, don't even talk to me. I'm taking notes right now. I don't even know what you're talking about. Last year, I did not even stop to eat. I was carrying around, what are those things, the Uncrustables, in my purse, and I ate like 3 Uncrustables the entire day because I was like, I refuse to leave where I'm going, okay? So you can do that, guys, not a problem. Take notes, okay? I would bring a notebook. There is going to be so much information, so many speakers. They're all going to speak on different topics. They all might speak on the same topic, but have a different input, different strategy of how it works for them. I would take notes, guys. You literally will have like pages and pages and pages full of notes because it's a lot of information. You want to be able to look back and think about what you wrote down and think about what people said. Okay, so the reality is you're going to see 100, however many speakers. You're not going to, by Saturday, you're not going to remember what I said on Thursday. Okay, by Saturday, you're not going to remember what the heck Digna said at the Spanish convention on Wednesday morning or whatever it is. So write things down. So when you leave, guys, and you're reflecting on this event, guys, and you're like, okay, I want to just go back and really take in everything that I wrote down. You can look back and see, okay, Desiree said this, Larry said this. This is what I learned from this person. This is the structure that person. So take notes, guys, really be there. I would have your notebook. People are like, what am I supposed to bring? I don't know, an Uncrustable in a notebook. I don't know what else you would need, right? That's, I don't know, can't think of anything else. Okay, so just make sure you got something to write with. I would do that, okay? Network with people, okay? Some of you guys are like, you're like, which nobody, I don't think you worship humans. I think that's weird, okay? So I don't think you should go up and be like, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. That's weird because we're all the same and we all put our pants on the same way. But some of you guys, like, if you've never met Easton Patton, who's one of the top producers in the whole company, you might want to seek him out, right? And say, hey, I really would like to meet you. Can I pick your brain for 2 seconds, right? If you've never met Tobey or you've never met Riyadh on our team other than outside of Zoom, you should go up to Riyadh and say, hey, Riyadh, nice to meet you. So network with people, guys. Find people that you wanted to meet, right? If you wanted to meet Zach Twardowski or Nina and Hayden or whoever you're like, oh, I see this person all the time on social media and I see they do really well, network with them, okay? Do not think of ways to get out of the venue, right? Again, and I'm not going to tell you what to do because we have a 2-hour lunch break and you can do whatever you want, but I stayed for lunch every single year just because I was like, why would I waste 2 hours trying to go out and go to Taco Bell when I could get something here, eat my peanut butter and jelly really quick, and then I would have 2 hours in between to network with the people that I wanted to see, right? So that's what I would do. I would put that on my, hey, I'm just going to stay for lunch, right? If you're like, hey, I'm really excited to go to Dallas to go to this foodie places, do that on Sunday when the convention's over, stay an extra day and go to all the cool places in Dallas that you want to go to. I would recommend just staying for lunch. And the other thing, guys, is by the time you get out to your car, get in your car or get an Uber, drive to the place you're going to eat, order your food, get back. And then by the time that the speakers are already going, So I would just recommend just stay for lunch. Last year there was food on site. It wasn't ridiculous. It wasn't any like you're not going to be eating at Whole Foods, okay? But there was chicken strips and corn dogs and things like that you can grab, or you can bring a couple snacks. I would recommend that. Obviously, if you feel like you really just have to leave the campus, you can do that. I'm not your mom. You can do whatever you want, okay? But I would do that, right? Like lunch and breaks and the time, those are the time that you have like the speakers aren't going for you to talk to Desiree, for you to meet, Terry, for you to meet Scott, for you to say, hey, Nick, I see you on Zoom all the time, but I never met you in person. Those little times and those breaks, that's when you get to do that. So that would be my suggestion. Okay. I would put on your to-do list that you should go to sleep and be smart. It is a tiring event. And it's not tiring because we're like running around playing dodgeball or something. It's tiring just because it's like mentally you're trying to get so much information. You're meeting so many people. It's so awesome. You have adrenaline. You're hyped up. You're trying to win leads. Alex is trying to wrestle you to get to the leads to the front. So it's like a lot of energy there. Okay, like there's a lot of things and you're just walking around. Everyone's like, hi, 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 hi. How's it going? Nice to meet you. So happy to see you. So mentally, it can be a lot, right? So it is exhausting. Like by the time you get home, at 6 or 7 p.m., you're like, this is crazy. And think about if you go to the award ceremony, you got to the stadium so you're going to finish our award ceremony probably at 10 p.m. You're going to get to the stadium by 8 a.m. the next day. You're going to stay if you stay through the Hall of Fame dinner, if you're a Hall of Famer or not, or the next day you stay through the award ceremony. The award ceremony ends at 10. You're back up and ready to rock like by 8 a.m. the next day, like in your seat. Okay. So that being said, guys, my advice, do whatever you want. I would not be with the one going out to the clubs and partying and hanging out and having drink skis. Okay. Do what you want to do. You're an adult, but I would say get your butt in your hotel room and go to sleep. Okay. I would be smart. The other thing, guys, is I hate to say this, but people there's nothing in FFL that is ever a secret. Okay. If you thought you could have a secret FFL, you cannot. Okay. So if you are the agent that goes out to the club and does something stupid, guess who's going to hear about it? Me. They're going to be like, oh yeah, Marissa, you were the one that had the agent and they saw him at the club. And I'll be like, well, you were at the club too. So you saw him too. So I don't know what you were doing there, but there's nothing sacred in FFL. Okay. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Just like your production, if someone does 400 grand, you know about it. If someone went to convention and made a complete fool of themselves, we know about it. Okay. Monday, they'll be like, yeah, Marissa, guess what? I saw your homie out. She was out on Saturday. She was doing this, she was doing that. And I'll be like, okay, they will not be saying, hey, there were the people that taking notes. So guys, this is not the event. If you want to go party and hang out with your friends, I would just do it at a different time or like go to a different city, right? If you're like, hey, we're going to pretend we're going to a convention, but we're actually going to go to Vegas. Cool. Sounds good. Okay. Because people will know. So don't be stupid, guys. And I know this seems cheesy and I know this seems dumb, but remember, this is a business conference and what you do at this business conference, people will remember. So if you were the person that made a fool of yourself at the bar, think about, and right now you're like, I'm a new agent, so who cares? When you're growing your agency in 2 years, people will remember that about you. And that's what they'll say. Well, I remember at convention 2 years ago when she did this or he did this or he did that. I remember at convention 2 years ago, do I really want to work with that person? Like, I'm not really sure. All I can remember, and you don't want to have that reputation. Your network is your net worth. And that is for real, right? So people would always, like, even last year, they're like, really, Marissa, I didn't do anything last year. I went they're going to look back at, hey, did she come to convention and was she professional? And did she look professional? And did she prevent? And did she have her butt in a seat at 8 a.m. or was she rolling in at 9:30, hanging out with, whatever she's doing? Okay. So I believe in that, guys. I think it's a big deal. Integrity will also be there. Not that that matters, but Alex, that's a good point. They will have representation there. They will also have speakers there, which is really good. I also forgot to say that from a standpoint of networking with them. So if you guys see the CEO of Integrity or you see Tom Dempsey, who is the CEO, I think, of the life side, Tess Grace, Victor, he's also the controls all the life insurance side at Integrity. If you guys see him and get a chance to shake his hand and say, wow, this is so awesome to be in business with you, please remember, guys, it is a professional event. That's all I'm trying to say. Do whatever you want. But I would just go to the event, be smart, go home. Okay. All right. Last thing, guys, be a sponge. Just soak up as much as you guys can. right? Just soak up as much as you can, as much information. It's an amazing event. This event costs millions and millions and millions of dollars for FFL to put on, and we get it for free. We just have to travel there and we have to show up. So I'm very, very, very excited. Again, it is not too late, guys. That's why I did this call on January 8th, as opposed to last year. We did it very nearing to convention, because I want you to understand it's not too late, right? You guys have this whole week to plan your travel, post in Slack, text me, text your upline, text your manager chat, text your friends to see if they want to share an Airbnb, if they want to share a car, whatever it is, guys. If anyone needs, like, hey, like I had a person last year that drove from Illinois because their flight got canceled because it was snowing. They drove from Chicago, Illinois, all the way to Miami, Florida, like 25 hours or something ridiculous overnight to try to make it to this event. So I was like, okay, absolutely, guys. If you get there, I'll get you guys some leads. I don't even care. So the reality is, guys, it's going to be a big deal. Digna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What was your take on convention last year? And then we'll get out of here.
Well, it's the best event. Like, I don't think someone, like, for me, I don't care who you are. If you don't make it to convention, you're not committed. For me, it's a non-negotiable. This is my my second convention last year. Like, the stuff that I got from that convention got me through this entire year. And that's the stuff that, like, I look at my notes sometime from last year. I had like 2 books. I sat in the front row every single day. I was there super early because, when you see that anyone could, literally anyone, you hear everybody, like a pastor or a mom or a nurse or this one, like, there's nobody that's super special. I just know that it would change someone's life, and let it be yours, right? I'm not going to miss it. I don't care if I have to drive there, fly there, who I'm bringing with me. Like, my agents already know, sell your TV. That's what I told some of them. If you don't have an air fryer, just sell the TV. You don't need it. Don't pay your cable bill. Let them cut it because you don't need it, and show up, right? Because for me, it's more than an event. It's a life-changing, environment with people that, they know what they're doing. They're doing it at a big, bigger than anyone. So why wouldn't you be there? I paid thousands of dollars in my previous businesses to go to an event that is not even close to this event. So anyway, I'm passionate about convention because that to me is the biggest event of the year. And I don't care if my kids don't have me to take them to school and they're going to miss school. I'm okay with that because I know I'm serious. The mother that's coming back from that event is a whole different mother. So TVs are out. Let's go.
I love that. Thanks so much, Diggs. And I mean that. She's like, she won't. Her kids are missing school for 4 days. She don't care because she's not going to be there to take them. No, but seriously, though, it's a big deal, guys. And I want to tell you something else, okay? Last year, which I'm very, very proud, and I'm not going to cry because I love you guys so much. Last year, and I give you all this lecture, but really you guys are like the best people in the world. But last year, a lot of people called me after convention and they told me your agency and your guys' team has the best energy by far of any agency that we've seen at convention. They said everyone loves on everyone. Everyone encourages everyone. We didn't see any clicks, right? So a lot of agencies, guys, sorry, they're not as cool as ours. They're not as good, gracious as ours. They're not the best like we are, but they're like, we didn't see any clicky people about like, hey, you sit over here and you sit over here and we sit here. They were like, we just couldn't believe how much love and inclusivity and awesomeness came out of your guys' agency. You guys are just built with really amazing people. And that made me so beyond proud of you guys. I'm proud to work with you guys. We really do have the best team. And everyone was, I mean, Jesse's like, everyone was dancing. Everyone was having a good time. Everyone was like, oh my God, Marissa's team's down there killing it. I was like, I don't even know. Alex Frost is down there leading the charge. Digna's like speaking Spanish. I don't even know what's going on. But everyone's really excited, guys. And you're going to also see people at this event that, again, they're not taking it as seriously, right? They think it's like a fashion show, or they think it's like, well, I also think it's a fashion show, but they think it's like a time for them to hang out with the wrong people, or a time for them to do this, or a time for them to do that. And our team was really down there last year, soaking it in, loving on each other, putting in the notepad. It was a big deal. So I love you guys for that. I'm proud of you guys. I would not want to go to this event with anybody else. I could not be prouder to have you guys in my corner and have you guys as a team. And I would not trade you for the world. So I'm very, very excited, guys. Let me know whatever I can do. If one of you guys is on this call and you're like, Marissa, whatever it is, I just cannot swing it. I'm really struggling, but I really want to go. Reach out to me. I don't know. I can't, I can't do anything crazy, but if there's anything I can help do to connect you with a person, connect you with someone on someone else's team so we can make something work for you, get you in connection with somebody else who might need a friend to stay at an Airbnb or whatever it is, guys. I'm willing to do whatever. So message me, message your managers. I love you guys. And I will see you there. And also we'll see you this whole week because we're producing. So back to the phones, guys. Have a good week.